Okay, my name is Thandeka Nhlapho. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Johannesburg, technically. But yeah, I've been raised in a lot of different places in the country. Yeah.
I'm Charmaine Lehabe. I'm from Pretoria, born and bred. I'm 27, recently just had a birthday. And yeah, how we met at culinary school actually. We were in the same class. We didn't like each other, so we were always at each other's.
We were in different groups. Let's just put it that way. We were in different cliques. I was in the nerd clique. She was in the
popular squad.
It's not popularity. I don't rate it popularity. It's just ignorance at the back.
But I was the one who, like me and her, every time there was questions in the class, it was always me and her. And then we'd somehow debate, and then I was like, let's go. And she's like, oh, let's go, and whatever. And then we never liked each other. Then one day I posted a status, Guti, you can ask me anything. You know those statuses, and she's like, are you single? I was like, oh, wow.
Gotta shoot your shot.
But she was in a relationship, but she's shooting a shot. Listen. So from there we started talking, and then she broke up with her person, and then it took a while for us to date, because now I was like, I don't want to be nobody's rebound. So I was seeing other people while we were still having some sort of a thing. And then after like 6 months of the talking stage, I was like, yeah, can you be my girlfriend? And then she said yes. Like a PS.
The ghetto.
You're lying, you thought it was romantic.
I mean, the other chocolates around them were nice.
So yeah, that's how we actually met and got into a relationship. So yeah.
I don't think it was specifically about what drew me to her that took me away from the relationship. I think I was already away from that relationship, and I kind of just was starting to feel a little bit more comfortable around her.
And I was looking at her, I was like, madam, is she playing with me, or she's just serious about this thing? Because I was like, the controversy, enemies start dating at school, it was going to be drama. Because culinary school is so small, everyone literally knows each other. It's insane. So then I was just like, no, this other day, because culinary school, every day when you go to school, you have to wear each chef's uniform that they teach you to wear it every day, so it becomes a norm. So we used to have CV's day at our big age. So she came through these other leggings, because she used to go to gym a lot back then. She came through these other leggings, and she's sitting on the table, and her legs are just like that. And then her back was out. I was like, yo. My friend is like, come see this, because I was sitting on the other side of the table. Came running, I was like, yeah, okay. So that was that. And then after that, it's obviously personality, her ambition, like what she wanted for herself in the future, and how she was like, I have so many plans in life. This is not it for me. There's so many things I want to do. I was like, that's dope. Like usually people are like, I just want to be a chef or whatever they're doing, and they don't see themselves ahead of maybe 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. So I think more than that, it was that.
Oh, with the other person.
It was before their 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, just before like our 1 year anniversary, and he was like giving me the biggest crap. I forgot what it was actually about, and I just sent him like some long ass text, and I was like, listen, bro, this is not working. Like we've tried it, like we did a lot. I told you that like I felt like we weren't progressing, like our relationship wasn't progressing in any kind of way, like for the longest time. And I was like, I had to put it all out in like a nice little text, because I couldn't see him often. It was him at the time. I couldn't see him often, so even if I wanted to break up in person, it was probably not gonna happen in that respect. So yeah, it was basically just a text. Then I just got the stupid text back of, no, I'll do better. You know that I'll do better text. Don't leave me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically that, and I just had to be like, nah, actually I'm just cutting it off. And then I think we went to PE.
That was 2 weeks or a week later.
Yeah.
And then she said she left me in a drunk state. And I was like, ooh. She was doing... Yeah, can I say on this thing? Oh, she was doing fucky shit. Because we went out to the bar with all our friends, and then she was busy hitting on some hand. I'm like, because we already had a thing, but we're not like a thing. So I was like, that's what you're doing, sharp. So when we go home, because we were at her dad's place, when we go home, I was like, I don't like how you're disrespecting me like that. We have a thing. If you want to do something, at least talk to me first and be like, listen, today you can do whatever. And then she started, it's pee is cold, guys. It's like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. We're outside. It's windy as hell. She has a blanket. Me, I'm chilling like this. And I'm like, can we talk out inside? She's like, no, you need to listen to me. You don't even know that I love you. I'm like, eh. And she starts crying. I'm like, hey, wait. Briga. So yeah, that was the first time she said she loves me. And then, I mean, obviously I said, because I was like, I already felt that way before that, because this was like 3 months after knowing each other and like chilling and hanging out and all of that stuff. But I figured because she was still in a relationship, I was like, I need to come out these feelings, because I look like the idiot at the end when I'm like, I love you, and then she's like, no, this was just something casual. So I was like, yeah, I already loved you from the jump, but it took you a while to actually get here, but hey, welcome. And then during that conversation, I remember half of it because she was talking and then I passed out.
Yeah, and you literally spilled your drink on the floor, bro. Like, she was holding a drink like this. And
I was chilling, listening, and then
drink on the floor. I was like, oh, Zakala, man.
The only thing I remember is that she said she loved me. At least that matters. That's the only thing I took away from that. Everything else, I don't know what she said. I don't even think she also remembers.
I remember partial parts of the conversation.
And then the following month, it was her birthday. And then me and her went out for her birthday. And then at the end of the night, we had some emotional conversation. Like, yeah, you don't even know I love you. Tears are, both of us is crying.
I think alcohol and emotions are not
a good thing
for us.
You don't know I love you. I love you too, but then why won't you be my girlfriend? I was like, no, you're going to break up with me because I'm a rebound.
Yeah, it's just a lot.
And then I was seeing some other hand at the time, but it was a casual thing. But yeah, it took me like 5 months after that day to be like, yeah, listen, you remember what you said that month, that time? I think, yeah, we can be serious. Yeah, because I really wanted to make sure that I'm not playing with my heart. Honestly, me, I'm tired. The dating game is, it's not nice. So I was just like, yes, yeah, I want to see if she's actually serious or she's just here for a good time, not a long time.
We didn't, our actual first date, we were like, okay, we're actually going out, let's go to dinner.
We were in a relationship already.
Yeah. So that was like our literal actual first date.
We had sushi and we had bowl buns. It was some Asian meal.
And you had a burger.
And a burger. Yeah, the combo doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's where we went. It was in Pretoria.
That was basically the theme of the whole restaurant.
Yeah, there was meat sushi and sushi.
Chef and turf, basically.
Yeah. The place is called Cowfish, so I mean, that's where we went. Yes, thank you for the reminder.
Oh wow, hey, oh wow.
I feel like we were dating without dating, because even before I actually asked her to be my girlfriend. It was a thing of, yes, we were actually in a relationship, but we haven't actually said we're in a relationship. We're unofficially in a relationship, and we'd be like, yeah, okay. And I think she was just the whole time waiting for me to actually ask, because she's like, I'm not going to assume I'm the girlfriend, jiggy. Next thing I find out you're dating somebody that said kokoning or whatever. So yeah, we've been in a relationship, I think, way before we started actually dating, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think from the moment we actually started being in an official relationship, like our whole thing went like gay speed.
It was gay speed. It was proper gay speed.
Yeah.
Like, so after that, we moved in together, but not even because we want to. We had to, because we were doing our internship, and it only made sense to live together because the place was like one taxi away. So we literally were forced to live together the month we started dating.
Yeah.
And
see the gay speed?
That was proper gay speed. That was like mad gay speed.
In that month.
And then after that, after the internship, we left the place because we had to go to the States. We went to her dad's house for vacation for 1 month. Came back, went to the States. We lived together again. So technically, we've always lived together from the beginning.
Yeah. So, my mom is a pastor. She was already a pastor by the time that we met and stuff like that. So she was sleeping over quite a lot at my mom's apartment, because I was living with my mom at the time. It was just, I don't know, she just didn't like going to her own house, honestly, at this rate.
No, I like spending time with you, that's why. Jeez.
But either way, she was just at our apartment a lot and stuff like that. And then I had a single bed at the time, so we just share my bed together. And whatever, we know what is going on. My mom obviously didn't know, because well.
Your
awkward.
mama's gonna watch this, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't know. And then at some point, one day we were like driving to church. She wasn't there. I was just me and my mom and I think my little sister or somebody in the car. And she asked me like, hey dude, doesn't it feel uncomfortable for you to be like sleeping in bed with Charmaine all the time because she's gay or she's lesbian or something? And I was like, yeah, no, she is lesbian, but it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable in any kind of way. And then she's like, why doesn't that make you feel uncomfortable? And I was like, no, because I'm also technically gay, I'm pansexual. She's like, what the hell is pansexual? Now I had to explain that it's like a personality thing and it's not a gender or anything kind of weird thing. And she was just like in that shock and awe. She's like, so you and her could be dating? I was like, no, at the time we weren't dating. So I was like, no, we're not dating, but don't be closed off to the idea that we might. Right.
This is when I stopped.
This was like the end of the conversation.
I stopped visiting for a bit after that because I was like, hey.
Yeah, so then that was the end of the conversation because we just got to church. Now she's just looking at me like, knowing your parents don't know what to say anymore. They're just like,
I think the real backlash came when she found out we're actually dating.
Yeah, so then eventually after a couple of months, and then I posted some photo on WhatsApp while we were still working overseas, and it was just like, it wasn't even an incriminating
like
photo. Hey, it was just like, she's like, are you guys dating?
But no, I got some mama yes.
So I was like, yeah, we're dating. And then she's like, I don't understand. You know, like our principles in the house, blah, 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 blah. You know that we're in a Christian household. You know how it goes with like parents who are like very religious and all of that stuff. And I had to like kind of back myself and be like, dude, listen, you can't all be in like the same boat. And we all have our vices and whatever the case may be. And if this is a vice to you, for me, it's just basically my life and how I feel like I want to move forward and everything like that. And yeah, she was just like, no, I don't think I'm in the space to actually take this coming out basically of yours. And she mized me for like, I think a month or two.
It was a
yeah,
while.
because she didn't have to see me. I was in a different country.
It was so sad to watch her go through that because like I could see that she was hurt. She was like,
because I didn't
really
actually think, because based on how my relationship was with my mom, is that as much as we weren't like the closest of people, I always knew that I could rely on her for specific things, like, and that she'll always be there regardless of whatever fights that we have. But at that moment, I felt like she was actually contemplating disowning you as a kid and putting the church first, and then when I thought one later type of thing. So that's how I always saw it, and I was like, as in, this is actually a lot. And I actually got to the point where I was like, you know what, it's fine. If she does disown me, then it's okay. It's okay. I can just move forward from it. My dad wasn't.
Your dad is a chilled vibe.
Dude.
I think you already knew.
I didn't even have to go out. Like, I didn't even have to like come out or anything like that. It was just a matter of, hey, we're getting, oh, by the way, me and Charmaine, we're going blah, blah, blah. He'll be like, okay, cool. Because they'd already seen the vibes when we came and visited him and whatever. And then I just told him about the engagement. I was like, hey, we got engaged. He's like, oh, just don't rush into anything. You know, you're still young. You're still blah, blah, blah. Just gave me like good advice basically about what to do. And then I think his weird way of showing me that it was okay was when he invited his lesbian friend to come out with us.
Yeah, literally. It's like, just to show her I'm an ally.
Yeah, I'm an ally. I'm with you here. So he invited some honey to come out with us, and the honey was just like, yeah, you know, since being gay, so blah, blah, blah. Like, why are we having this conversation? We're at Groove, first of all of us.
But it was pretty, I was chilled with your dad.
Yeah, so my dad was pretty chilled about it. He didn't say much about it. I think it was just like the mom part and basically the church, and then having the church knowing that I was gay, and that was like a lot as well to go through. And only
we like to cook.
Well, obviously at that rate.
We like to travel.
Yeah, and
we like to drink wine together.
Yeah.
For
so
me,
it's just beverage, drinking, traveling, and
food.
cooking, and food, and I think.
And most of the time we do those things together. So
yeah.
We're in each other's spaces a lot, so The friction we usually talk about, but if it gets overwhelming or she needs her space or anybody says, I mean, we live together, so I'll be in the room and she'll be in the sitting room or vice versa. And she'll be watching series that side, I'll be watching series that side. She'll be like, do you want food? Yeah, sharp, okay, whatever. Like, we keep it like a minimal contact. Or she'll go out for coffee or, yeah. So we try to not see each other. But plus we don't work on the same days, so that's also the space we get from each other to actually be. And sometimes she goes out with her friends, I go out with my friends. So we try to keep a balance, but we see each other all the time. Yeah.
It does get.
It gets a lot sometimes.
Because I don't like talking.
She doesn't like talking about emotional things. She's like, her heart is a rock. It's guarded by pit bulls and snipers and... I mean, she does communicate. She's very honest about how she feels about anything. She'll let you know if she's feeling funny about something. So she has no filter. She'll literally be like, listen, dude, yesterday I didn't like your behavior. She doesn't keep quiet and let it brew. She'll tell you. So she does communicate. It's just not about emotions. She'll be like, I'm fine, just this, I'm going through that, but just that's the basis of what I'm going through, whatever. Or I'm upset about this, or I feel anxious about that. But she doesn't get into details about emotional stuff because
I don't think I'm a very good verbal communicator. One thing about me, I can text, hey? I can text you a whole paragraph about my feelings, all right? But then when it comes to having that whole conversation in person, I don't feel like the most comfort, and it's not personally because of her or anything like that. It's just a general thing with anybody. Like even my friends, they know that I'm not like that emotional, like in your face person. So even when they're crying, I'm just like, oh, they're there.
She's the most awkward person when someone's crying.
Like, I don't know. What must
You'll be
I
like,
do?
yeah, it'll be fine.
Like, what do you do, bro? Must you cry? What? I don't know what must happen. Like,
yeah, who should I call? Who should? She'll literally be like, so do you want to call your friend?
I don't know. Who do you want to talk to about this? Because it's not me.
And funny enough, in the beginning, I wasn't. Somehow the role switched. She used to be the crier.
Not the crier, but like
yeah, you were very, yeah.
I think I was just upfront about what I wanted in terms of us and our relationship. I was just like, listen, dude, I want this, and you're not giving me this. This is what I want.
What did you want?
So at the time, isn't it, she was still so drawn back about relationships as a whole, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, listen, I want a relationship. You was just still in your little phase of, still trying to get over your probably previous relationships or previous encounters. Whatever it was that you were...
I was just trying to focus on my school. You know when you go to varsity, like yes, this year, I'm focusing on school. So I was like, yeah, and I had a rough start to the year that year. So I was like, yes, I don't want anything to bother my focus this year. It's now or never. Because I've been, like, when you study so many things in life, your parents are even tired. They're like, yes, this is the last thing. Otherwise, you're going to work at ShopRite. So I was like, yes, I don't need any stress. So when I met her, I was like, listen, relationship things, no.
Yeah. So I was just trying to get my point across about that, because one thing about me is that I'm such a long-term person, like especially when it comes to romantic relationships. I don't know how it even started, but I think my first long-term relationship was like 3 years, and I was in high school. So yeah. And it was like, yeah, and that's like, it builds on from that. Every time I go into a relationship with somebody, I'm like, listen, dude, are you here for the long term? Are we trying to build something, or are we just here to play and like vibe and see what's happening? Because I don't need that. I can vibe with a lot of people, but I can't be in a relationship with a lot of people. So you kind of have to distinguish the in between of that, because I never want to get my hopes up thinking, Guti, yeah, I'm all in, and then the other person is just like, 1 foot in and then 1 foot out kind of thing. So I think that's what my communication was, my emotional communication was at the time.
And you gave me an ultimatum. The person I was seeing, she's like, it's either her or me. Make a choice. I was like, yo.
Because like, honestly, well, what else am I going to do?
I was like, listen, this is not fair.
Of course you're going to think it's not fair.
So the other one didn't work out, so I was like, yeah. No, I wasn't doing a whole phase. I don't do those things.
I think you were in a whole phase.
No, man, how many people did I didn't even do anything with nobody. Just because I was having conversations Doesn't mean I did
meeting
any.
up with people.
Yeah, I was going on dates, but I wasn't doing anything. I mean, dates. Yeah, we were going for breakfast, lunch. That's it. That happened twice in that whole time I was single before we started dating. Literally, that was it. Oh no, that's 3 times, but that was it.
So, no, I think we've had chats while we were in
that awkward phase.
That awkward phase of, because I don't think we actually had a honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase was that awkward
Yeah.
phase that we were having
That
before we started
6-month
dating.
chat. Yeah. The moment we started dating, it was like,
hey, it got real quick, especially because of the moving in, moving to different country, everything like that. But then before that, I think we were having conversations, and then you didn't believe in like marriage because you're like, you just want a life partner.
I wanted a life partner.
Life partner. So you never get married. You just like vibe with each other for the rest of your life, and that's about it. And yeah, I tried to convince her basically that there is some kind of value in getting married to someone. And being a life partner is just some kind of an easy way out, sort of, out of the commitment of marriage. Because there's so much more you can lose in a marriage than you can if you're just someone's life partner.
Fattenset is not that bad.
Of it. Another one is that you'll always keep working on your marriage if it's a marriage. But if it's just a relationship, at some point you kind of give out. Right? And then we kind of have to think about it as there's so much more, like you can build a lot outside of marriage, but then when it's all in communion of each other and like you're just basically focusing on just that, the fact that you put your relationship first ahead of anything, then it makes everything just go so much smoother. I believe that it makes everything go so much smoother, and that, you know, like your whole relationship is just built on a better foundation than just it being what it is. I think.
I actually proposed 2 months after we started dating. This is how I figured, Gucci, yeah, this makes sense, right? I went to, the Global Citizen where Beyonce came. I was like, oh. I went with my ex who turned into a friend because she loves Beyonce. So I was like, because even when we were dating, me and that person, I always promised that one day, because she lives for Beyonce. I was like, Yazin, one day I'm gonna take. And then we found out Global Citizen is doing, and I want tickets first round. So I was like, listen, this one hates Beyonce. So, not hates, but
I don't hate her.
She's not the biggest fan.
So
I took her, and then Beyonce and Ed Sheeran were singing that perfect song. She was the only person I could think about. I was like, tomorrow I'm like, Yazin, I'm going to go buy a ring. So I came back the next day because I slept in Joburg. I came back the next day when she was at work. She had a morning shift, I had a late shift. So I went to buy flowers and whatever, and I bought the flowers, chocolates, and then she was just wondering if she got back from work. She was like, hey, what is all this? And then when I came back, I had written a letter of why I actually want to marry her, and then the ring was just dangling off the actual paper. And then at the end of the letter, it said, would you marry me? And she said yes.
Were you crying though?
I don't remember. I was just very happy. I was very happy. But then that was the informal proposal, and
that's the one that we didn't tell.
We didn't tell nobody except our friends.
Yeah, because our parents didn't know at the time that we were dating or that
so
I'm gay.
a year later, she surprised me for our anniversary with a trip to Mexico, and that's where I actually proposed, at the beach in Mexico. But I think now in the future, it's actually taking that step and actually just going about it, and then obviously traveling more, expanding our business. Hopefully, maybe in the next 5 years, we'll have a restaurant or 2 or 3 or 5. Kids, possibly, yes. I said I want to have kids before I'm 30. I don't want to be those old parents who are never in the know. You know those ones who are like, I don't understand this.
What is going on?
When I was
NFTs.
When I was a
Mom,
child,
I
I
need
never
NFT.
knew. I never did the things you. I don't want to be that parent. I want to be the parent who's like, yeah, I get you. Hey, the cool parents, man. The one who like chilled vibes and whatever. Obviously, be a parent, but yeah. But so I want to be a parent before I'm 30. So that's in like 2-3 years. So
It's just
I don't mind adopting. I want to adopt a white baby. I call him Vusi. I get it. The white tees are always adopting the black kids. Then I want to be the opposite.
years. I think my biggest focus is probably the travel aspect because like there's so much I want to do and like
25
learn
by
and experience. Besides the 25 by 25, like I think even for us to grow our business, our experience abroad would be much more helpful than us establishing the business and then going abroad and then you seeing things that you could have done when you could have just done that earlier and then worked on that based on like trending stuff and everything that's happening. So I think the travel aspect for me is the priority, and then obviously the wedding is also a priority, but that wedding is sounding expensive.
She doesn't want to spend 75 rand to go to Home Affairs and save us.
Oh, you just you want like a big wedding?
She wants a 500,000 rand wedding. Unyaga precious the plan. I don't know how we're gonna pay for that one, but
it is like, dude, when you envisioned your wedding, the last thing you want to do is like downplay it, and then you're gonna end up like having to be that person who does like their 10-year anniversary and be like, let's have the wedding remake because we couldn't have the wedding we wanted when we
this is our perfect wedding. Yeah. But yeah,
I think
that's the wedding she wants. I want to go to Home Affairs, take that money for that wedding and go travel.